Hello everyone, my guest today is James Wu. James is the CEO and co-founder of DeepMap. DeepMap's mission is to accelerate safe autonomy by providing the world's best HD mapping and localization services. They've built the world's greatest maps for Google, Apple, and Baidu and are providing precision HD mapping technology and real-time data for autonomous vehicles. So James, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's great. So tell us a little bit more about yourself and basically how you got to where you are today.
So I have been in the mapping industry all my life. I have been working for 5 different map companies before I started DeepMap. 16 years in the mapping field. I worked for Google Maps, Google Earth, and Street View. Also, I helped launch the Apple Map. I was in charge of HD Map at Baidu self-driving car division. And 3.5 years ago, we started DeepMap because we realized there's a huge gap in the industry to solve customized HD map in a scalable and affordable way. That's our mission. And we started a company together with Mark Wheeler, my co-founder, and my ex-colleague at Google Maps, and a bunch of other colleagues from Google Maps and Apple Maps and other companies as well.
So you worked at Google Maps before, then basically canceled your job and started DeepMap.
I went to after Google Map. I went to Apple Map. I helped launch Apple Map, and then went to a bunch of other companies, including Baidu. And then eventually, I realized, well, at Baidu, I was working for HD Map, working on HD Map for their self-driving cars. Then I realized this is a general need in the industry, and there's not a good solution yet. So that's why I started DeepMap.
Got it. So tell us a little bit more about the company. What does the company exactly do and how to make money, basically?
So it's actually quite simple, right? So what I found out is actually there's a lot of self-driving car companies, and everybody's kind of reinventing wheels, building HD maps in-house or stuck by HD map. They try to find the customized HD map that they need in their neighborhood, in their region, but they can't find it, or they just can't afford hiring a survey company or a specialized team to do this, or they can't afford to build an in-house big mapping team to do this in a scalable way. So that's how we realize the industry need a customized HD map solution and a HD map platform. We started a company 3.5 years ago with this mission, and then we have been serving a lot of customers in this field, building HD map for them. And we have a very flexible business model. We do a lot of customization for our customers' map needs, and we also help do some calibration work or integration work as well. And this has been saving a lot of time and money for a lot of our customers.
Got it. What if you can name some? What are some of your greatest customers or some of your most exciting projects?
A lot of them we can't talk about yet because of NDA. We're just a supplier. We try to be an enabler for them. But there's a few public announced, including Ford, SCIC, and Honda, and InRide, and RightSell. That's 5 public announced customers we had. There's plenty that we are working with, but we are not talking about.
Got it. No, that's totally okay. So this is a super interesting space, and what I'm interested in is what are some of the best resources that have helped you along the way to basically get to where you are today?
First, our investors, right? We have very strong investors, including Andreessen Horowitz, Accel, GSR, and a lot of strategic investors, including Bosch, NVIDIA, Generation, and many others. Goldman Sachs as well. So they provide, so these came from Series A, Series B, and they provide a lot of help for us, including recruiting. Beside the money, of course, there's recruiting help and the marketing help, BD help, a lot of helps along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's from the investors, and we also have a very strong mapping team. We hire a lot of expert in the domain. That's a key of our company, so that we can make very good maps and keep our customer happy. And
Yeah.
third one is our partners and the customers. Um, they're working very close with us. They're very open. They trust us, and we really love to work with our customers.
Yeah, got it. Who are three people, except your family, who have been most influential to you during your journey?
My co-founder, Mark Wheeler, of course. We were colleagues and friends for a long time, and he's very technical strong, and he has been the key engineer inside the company to help the company move this far. And also our COO Wei Luo. She also was a colleague of Mark and I at Google. We worked together at Google Maps, and she's amazing product lady, and she helped make the company move super fast and taking care of all our customers and a lot of other operation needs as well. So that's the two people that I would like to point out.
Was there a different person or another person during your journey, maybe before you started DeepMap, that maybe brought you on the right track or really helped you?
There's a lot actually, including my previous, my ex-boss at Google, Andrew Kermsey, and my ex-boss at Apple, Jaron Waldman, who was creator of Apple Maps, and also our advisor, Brent McClendon, who was one of the SVPs of Google in charge of Google Maps. And also he went to Uber and in charge of Uber's mapping and self-driving effort. So he's now our advisor as well.
Mm-hmm.
So these people are also very, very influential to us.
Got it. Got it. What do you think your unique skill is that has helped you to become successful?
Um, I think it's a long journey. It's too early to define success for our company yet. What's your question again?
What was your, or what do you think was your unique skill that has helped you along the way and to become successful?
So I think if you look at my background, I have been an engineer all my life. I have done a lot of dirty works in the mapping space and also a lot of challenging work. We also did a lot of large scale mapping. So from a technical point of view, I have a pretty good understanding of the challenges of large scale mapping. And from a business side, we also have a good sense how much resource and effort this will be in the long run, and what are the major challenges down the road. So we have a pretty good understanding of this kind of issues, business issues as well. These helped us to somewhat predict what the industry will go in the long run. HD map will be uh, one of the bottlenecks for safe autonomy down the road. The other thing is the economy of self-driving and HD mapping will be a big issue in the long run because you have to reduce the cost of your self-driving fleet. And mapping and map update will be one of the major costs of that effort as well. So there has to be great effort on reducing the mapping cost and map update cost.
Yeah, got it. Do you have any routines that you strictly follow on a day-to-day basis? I mean, you're super busy, so is there something that you do every day, every single day?
So we have a pretty big team in China. I usually come to the office after the traffic jam so that I can save
Yeah.
time in commute, and then during night before I go back home, I will do a lot of conference calls while I'm driving. and at night after dinner, I will deal with some of the issues in China. So that's kind of my routine. Quite busy. It's almost
So
like
so so are you traveling back and forth every week, or how does it work?
no, I'm not traveling every week, but I'm traveling on average probably every month, every a few 3-4 weeks around the globe, Europe, Asia, and other places.
Okay, but basically the main office is in California, right?
Yes, our team, we have about 100 people in California right now. The majority of it.
And okay, and what's the split between China and California? Is it more technical people in China, or what's the difference there?
So most of our technical guys are in US. We have a few engineers in China as well. We also have a pretty strong solution team there to support local customers and do customizations. And we have a big operation center in China.
Got it. Okay, cool. Is there a CEO or founder that you're following or studying right now?
I'm looking at many, right? But I think
Give me
one,
your top three. Give me your top three.
I don't know if I have top three, but I look at Jensen Huang very closely. And Eric Yuan, the Zoom CEO as well.
Yes.
So that's two. Um, of course, the others, Steve Jobs and Eric Smith, Google and Apple CEOs, ex CEOs of Google and Apple. I look at what they did before as well.
Got it. Cool. So just to wrap this up, I have three more questions. First question is, how often do you do sports every week?
It depends on my travel schedule and also my meeting schedules, unfortunately. But at least once or twice, I'm trying to do like 3 or 4 times a week.
Got it. What do you wish you would have started when you were 20 years old?
20 years old, that was
Yes.
a really long time ago.
What do you wish you would have started back then?
I wish I would study more about the deep learning and neural networks. At that time, I think that's one of the things change the world right now. I mean, if I roll back 20 years, I'm probably gonna look into that. Given the advantage, I know this will be big, right?
Yeah, so if we look back 20 years, that was probably not a lot, but if we look into the future, where do you see the industry go in the next 5 years? And then also, where do you see the industry in 30 years?
Oh, that's a good question. For 5 years, I think the industry is still accelerating in term of changing and progress. I think there will be a huge change in 5 years for self-driving. By industry, you mean self-driving industry, right?
Yes, exactly.
So I think every single year there's a major change, and we see new players, new applications, new areas that dramatically grow. We also saw a lot of consolidation, but I think as time goes by, more and more people's opinion will get closer to ground truth, and also a lot of noise will be canceling out. So I feel in 5 years, a lot of the sensor price for self-driving cars will get very, very cheap. It's almost like 50% every single year, the price drop for some major LiDAR units. And
So do you mean basically the sensor that's built into the car?
Built into the car or necessary for the self-driving functionality.
Okay, got it.
So I think there will be a lot of cheaper sensors, new sensors available, which will be amazing to help the self-driving car technology to be safer. That's for sure. There will be a lot of the new sensors on consumer vehicles as well, new type of radar, LiDAR, and high-end GPS IMU. Their price probably will drop as well. And the cars will get a lot smarter. The consumer car, the new car you buy, for yourself, and also the self-driving capability will be dramatically increased for the consumer vehicles. For the level 4, level 5 applications like delivery, trucking is probably going to get to the market sooner than robotaxi. But even robotaxi, there might be fixed route or certain route in high density regions. We could expect some robotaxi services available. So even for level 4, I think in 5 years there will be real business formed. By real business means like the cost is lower than the profit of this.
Okay, got it. So okay, so you just said the cars will get smarter. Do you have some points on that, or can you point some things out to for the audience to really understand what it means, or what do you mean by that?
First, a lot of the new cars will have to have some capabilities like autopilot from Tesla, and probably even safer than that. There's a lot of new type of consumer cars will install dense lidar to make it more reliable, make the car safer in detect things that the camera have difficult to do. There will be a lot more neural chips used in vehicle to better understand the environment and process imageries, camera data, lidar data, radar data more efficiently. And
Got
then
it.
there should be cheaper IMU and GPS units available for cars.
Oh, got it. Super interesting. Okay, so you didn't tell us where the industry will be in 30 years. So just in a few sentences, where do you think that this industry will be in 30 years? I mean, it's a long time, so I guess you can only guess, but give us a few sentences on that.
I think I actually probably don't even need to guess. In 30 years, self-driving will become a reality and commodity. I'm pretty confident that will be the case in 30 years, for sure.
Got it.
It will be used in a lot of applications. There probably will be new business possibilities and new derived industries on top of self-driving.
Got it. Cool. Thank you, James, so much for being on the show.
Sure. Thank you.